Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the latest edition of Lowdown Entertainment. I'm your host, Joe Adams, along with my partner in crime, Mr. Bear Slosher. How are you doing tonight, Bear?
I am fabulous. How about yourself?
You are fabulous. You just had some Yucko hot dogs.
And chocolate milk. A large chocolate milk.
It comes in a thimble.
Silly.
It's not large.
Don't ever ask that question.
Yeah.
What does it look like I want?
It's terrible.
More hot dogs and bigger chocolate milk.
We have an awesome show tonight. We have a living legend here in Frank Cozze and a living legend in the making. Jake Christman. So we're very anxiously looking forward to chatting with these gentlemen. Frank has a very interesting deal coming up.
Oh, yeah, he's got a birthday coming up.
Yeah. 49, I think.
Close. Yes, please.
He just said, I haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah.
Don Allen is in the house. Tobias Lilick is in the house. Huge shout out.
Let's start with T.
Mr. Tobias Lilick.
What do you mean?
His famous catchphrase, what do you mean? Tobias is now officially the Lowdown Entertainment content creator for our TikTok page, and he is crushing it.
He's coming up with some wild stuff.
He's doing some great stuff. The thing
I got to know where he found the Orange Croc song, first of all.
Yeah. The Orange Croc song kind of blew me away.
Yeah. It was pretty good.
Who knew that there was even a Croc song?
Tobias Lilick.
Anywhere. But no, he is doing a phenomenal job. We also have just brought somebody in there, too, to handle our Instagram page.
Yep.
As well.
Stay tuned.
So we got some
go over
really
and
cool
follow
stuff.
the Tiki-Taki page.
Had a huge announcement with Lowdown Entertainment this week. It is for those of you that are involved with our Facebook pages and things like that. We made a huge announcement this week that the meet and greet at Grandview Speedway is now going to be known as the Lowdown Entertainment Meet and Greet. And we got lots and lots of things going on there. So we want to officially welcome Jennifer Umbenauer and excuse me. I was choking on my gum. And Brittany Huber to the shop. I'll throw my pen at you. To the Lowdown Entertainment family. So they got some great ideas coming up for next year.
It's going to be wild.
It's going to be pretty cool. So
talking carnival atmosphere.
It is going to be really neat. They have some really cool stuff going on. It's going to be more giveaways. It's going to be a lot more family friendly, and it is also going to be really a lot of stuff geared towards kids too. So talking about maybe some coloring stuff going on for the kids.
I'm hearing all kinds of people that want to jump on board already. So
yes, good. It's huge.
It's very good.
Don Allen says, congratulations, Tobias. And Tobias says, thanks. Very close to 150 followers on TikTok. Not too shabby.
Not too shabby for a week.
Week and a half tops.
Good deal. Yep. Head on over to the TikTok. Hey, speaking of followers and views, we had one heck of a clip on YouTube.
Bro, you crushed it, man.
We're at 44,000 views on that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's our highest, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah. You absolutely
I know other people get millions and whatnot, but
it's huge.
We don't.
No.
So prior to that, it was Kaylee Bryson with 17,000, so more than doubled that. That's pretty cool. Kaylee's at VIR right now running the Trans Am car down in Virginia.
Our buddy Denny is...
Denny's at Eldora.
He's out Eldora right now. There's a lot of stuff going on out there.
A jar of Bear Jam tonight at
the
local grocery store.
That cannot taste good. I'm sorry.
Not sure what Bear Jam is, but...
No way.
Mike Feltner.
No way. Oh, Mike Feltner says the 2026 Grandview High Banks Hot Shoe Calendars are on sale at their novelty stand, so be sure to stop by and snag one of those.
What's the High Banks Hot Shoe? Just drivers, I guess?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if it was people with feet on fire.
No. Well, that's what we have Inferno Armor for.
So you don't get hot shoes.
We don't have.
Gotcha.
We don't have that anymore. Mm-hmm. Back in the day, we did, but we don't have that now.
Right. Good plug.
That's what I'm here for.
Got plenty of it. End of the season.
Yeah. We're having a blowout sale.
Yep. Fire extinguishers. Inferno Armor.
You didn't go racing anywhere this weekend, did you?
Nope. Me and Mrs. Bear took the weekend off and went to Longwood Gardens.
Yeah.
Fountains and Fireworks Festival. And holy crap. It was... Regular fireworks ain't going to be the same anymore.
Kind of ruined you.
I need a water show with it.
Wow.
Yeah, it was better than
so
Epcot.
Needy.
I don't care.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And I like Epcot fireworks. These were way better.
Well, good for you.
Michaela Kohler, hi friends.
She must be
dropped off
talking
the
to
camera
you.
today. She wrote me a nice little note. Said, "Go LDE."
We appreciate her.
Yep.
So I got to spend all day Sunday with her.
She ain't bragging.
I'm still recovering. I'm never going to be the same. No, always love hanging out with Miss Motorsports, Michaela Kohler. We headed to the Selinsgrove Speedway.
She's a good egg.
She's a good kid.
I saw her brother today.
Yeah.
Ask him about the story.
Yeah. Yeah. It has to do with a car parked in the middle of the road.
And a Grunzau.
A what?
A Grunzau. You know what a Grunzau is, right? Frank? Grunzau? You know what a Grunzau is?
No one speaks your language.
It's a groundhog in Dutch.
No one cares. Yeah, I had no idea what that was.
I'm very disappointed in all of you.
Well, that's good because the feeling's mutual because we are exceptionally disappointed in you.
Shush.
I will
Anyway,
stab you in
continue
your
your
retina.
story. First time at Selinsgrove. How'd that go, bud?
It went very well.
Good. Did a lot of
some
racing
place.
this week.
I did. I still want to stab you in your retina with my pen. Yeah, it was way cool. Selinsgrove did not disappoint.
Place is fast.
It is uber fast.
It's fast.
And Anthony Macri, it was an interesting night because they had to do time trials, and I am not a time trial fan, but it's the way things go in sprint cars. And our buddy Bert Wojo, who we just had on last week, made an announcement that before the night even started, I don't know how or why, Mac had to do an engine swap before time trials. So they did an engine swap in the 39M.
Yeah, they can do them in 13 seconds.
It's not that big of a deal, but
You know
it's,
what I mean?
it's just, I don't think that was on the bingo card going into it.
Yeah, probably not.
So
They got bullets, though.
yeah. So he goes out there and he was super fast. I mean, it's just unreal. Zerfoss led for a little while, and then Ant got him, and then they have it was 40 laps, so they stopped it at 20 for fuel.
Dumb.
Because we have to run fuel cells the size of this mouse here now on sprint cars. And, I thought Danny Dietrich would have something for him. And Danny was fast too, but Ant was unstoppable. So it was a good win.
Danny was verbal this week, huh?
Danny had some things to say. Yeah.
We'll see if track prep's any different this week, if it paid off.
See what's going on. Yeah, so thanks to Michaela Kohler for
putting up with you.
No, I put up with her. That was a true story.
As if.
Mm-hmm. We constantly fight every time we're around each other.
Nobody likes you.
I know. It's clear. It's unbelievable. And I saw on her Facebook post that she's going to be at Grandview Speedway Saturday night for the Freedom 76.
That place is going to be jammed. I saw Mark Moore posted a video. He went past the campground today.
It looks like a KOA.
It looks like they're racing tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It was at Grandview Saturday night, too. Flying Ryan Watt picked up the win with his son finishing second.
Championship night, huh?
Unbelievable.
Who's the modified?
Dwayne Howard.
Dwayne Howard.
Mm-hmm.
And our buddy, Mr. Cox.
Colin Cox. Colin could have spent the last month at the beach and not even gone to the track.
He won by like 1,000 points.
Yeah, he had that
I don't know how
locked
their
up.
point system works.
Well, he had it figured out.
Clearly.
Yeah, he literally. I don't think he was beatable for like the last 3 or 4 weeks of the season. Realistically, like
he
nobody could touch
started
him.
probably average 18th this year and finished probably average 3rd.
That dude passed
He
a
passed
shit ton of
200
cars.
cars.
Yeah,
That's nuts.
Yep.
People haven't passed 200 cars in their career. He did it in his rookie year at Grandview.
That's pretty amazing.
That's pretty amazing, is right.
Yeah. Now you and I.
So there's no passing at Grandview.
Somebody told me that recently.
Right?
Yeah.
That cracks me up every time.
The racing at Grandview is the best I've seen it in a long time. I mean, it's just from the drop of the first green flag of the night to the drop of the final checker flag of the night, the racing has been phenomenal. Heats are amazing. Consies are entertaining, and the features have been just fantastic.
Who's Tammy Marsh?
Tammy Marsh is calling you out.
She said, "I can't believe you don't know what a Grunzau is."
Aunt Tammy is definitely calling you out. Yeah.
So here's a fun fact. You and I were at the same track last night.
That is unusual.
That doesn't happen anymore.
And I don't like it.
That doesn't happen much anymore.
No, we had a great time, man.
It was a good time.
Shellhammer Speedway last night.
Shout out to Brenda and Dave Cordier. Love
Yeah,
them.
they're the greatest people in the world.
Yes. Even Squeezer was entertaining last night.
Squeezer's always entertaining.
Yep, he ran good. 10th to 4th.
Somebody made him a giant donut. Did you see that thing? It was like this big.
Yeah.
For real. It was
donut
seriously
cake.
like this big. And
Probably weighed 8 pounds. It was massive.
it was huge. And it had
one big
Hoosier
one
written
big
on
bite
it.
out of it.
It was so cool.
Yeah, that cake, that was enough for the whole pits.
Yeah, it was. And actually, Squeezer ran very well last night, even though we're still rocking a G on front of the computer here. We're going to keep that up for a little bit.
Ryan Graver said, Grandview, hands down, most fun track I've ever
Absolutely,
been to.
Ryan. Yes, totally agree. And Michaela said they put on a good show.
Yep.
So, Mac, are you and me going to be hanging out on Saturday night or what?
Oh, dear God.
You better be behaving yourself. That's all I got to say.
So, you ready to make our announcement?
No, I'm still reading.
This is our last show. I'll say it.
Okay.
Say goodbye.
Till when? It's
Forever.
It's done. We're
Yeah.
done. Yeah, it's the last one. But no, I do want to make a small announcement here before we get rolling here with our guest. This is something very, very important. We need to reach out to our racing community. We know that, we are one giant family, and a lot of times at the racetrack, we've all been there. We kind of want to kill each other at times. Things get heated. It's the moment of competition and things like that. But when things go wonky with one of our own racing family members, we all pitch in and we all help out. And we have a family that really needs some help right now. Steve McLaughlin has been paralyzed for about 2 years now. And he's a competitor in small car racing at, like Linda's and Shellhammers and things like that. He unfortunately had an accident at work 2 years ago and is paralyzed basically from the chest down. And his wife, Amanda, is a nurse, and she takes care of him. And unfortunately, Amanda has to have some kind of medical procedure done. And I think it's 6 or 8 weeks. And she needs medical help, nursing staff, desperately to do shifts from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. while she is recovering. So if anybody out there is willing to help this family, they're located in the Blandon area.
Or knows anybody.
Or has a friend of a friend of a friend that might be able to help this wonderful family. Please, please, please reach out to us through our messenger, through Lowdown Entertainment. Reach out to my personal page. Reach out to Bear on his personal page. I do have...
We'll get you to the right people.
But I do have phone numbers. It's really tough. If they don't get some kind of nursing help in there, they're probably going to have to put him in some sort of recovery home, rehabilitation home until she can get better. So she cannot take care of him while she is recovering. So it is very, very important to get this taken care of. So as I said, please reach out to us through our Lowdown Entertainment page or my personal page or Bear's personal page, and we will get you to the right people. We'll get you the right numbers, and hopefully this reaches some people that we can help out. We always know that our racing family always steps up when we have to. So thank you for letting me say that.
And we'll hit that at the end of the show as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, what do you think? Should we get Mr. Frank Cozze in
We
there?
need to get Frank in here, and Tyler Koenig six or weekend time. So Tyler, the creator.
He'll
coming.
be there.
He's coming Saturday.
He'll be there.
Yeah. Colin Cox says, when you win.
Yeah, Colin's in the house. Congratulations, young man.
Yeah, man. You are.
Thanks for
you're
repping
crushing it
LDE.
all year long.
Yep.
So
Car,
fantastic.
suit, T-shirts.
Everything. I hear a motorcycle.
Oh, yeah.
We have people.
Hell's Angels.
So I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a brief break, and we are going to get Mr. Frank Cozze all mic'd up here, and we're going to chat with Frank and see what he's got cooking. So hold tight for some more Lowdown Entertainment. And we are back with some more Lowdown Entertainment. Right here, joining us in the middle, the living legend himself, Mr. Frank Cozze. Frank, welcome to the show, my friend. So good to see you.
Thanks for coming out.
Yep, thanks for having me on.
You have some things cooking. You've been racing for, how many years have you been racing, Frank?
I started in 1974, so I would imagine we're around 51, 52
51.
years. 51.
Yep. It's a long time.
Because I was born the year after.
and now you're dabbling in some promotional stuff here. We're going to talk about your storied career, but I really want you to promote what you have going on here at the Bridgeport Speedway. What do you have cooking for us? Now, this is going to be a 602 crate race that you have in store for us.
602 crate race, 100 lap. So we had it last year, and it was a pretty good success.
Mm-hmm.
We had a nice field of cars. We had a good fan turnout. But we'd like to get more cars, and we wanted to change it up a little bit this year. And I had this idea to try something different, and I came up with the $10,000 100 lap not to win.
Yeah, it's $10,000 not to win. We want to stress that and emphasize that for sure.
10,000 not to win. I know that it's not what anybody will be used to. Nobody's ever done it that we know of.
Right.
And I just came up with. I had the idea a couple of years ago, and I decided this year. I said to Doug Rose, well, let's do something different.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The world's changing.
Mm-hmm.
We do the same old thing every week. Everybody knows when they come here what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do something different. Nobody knows what to do.
Right.
In this particular situation. So you're going to have to use some strategy. And like we had talked before, years ago, we ran 7, 8, 200 lapper live pit stop.
Exactly.
All strategy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all gone.
Mm-hmm.
There's no strategy anymore. Nobody wants to run long races like that. I understand. Expensive. Tires are expensive. Motors don't last like they used to.
Mm-hmm.
So when we came up with this concept, of course, we had a decent payout last year. Excuse me, $10,000 to win. So this year I decided, and I went to Doug with it and said, you want to do something different? And he didn't hesitate. He said, let's do something different. And I said, well, this is what I have in mind. And we decided that to go through with it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's $10,000 not to win.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we did it, tried to make it so that since no one really knows what to do, we decided to go at the halfway 50-lap mark. Who's ever third gets a $1,000 bonus.
Third place pays $1,000.
Right.
Fantastic.
At the halfway,
That's not too shabby in itself.
Now I gotta. You gotta excuse me. I got so many sponsors and so many product sponsors.
It's a good problem to have, my friend.
I don't want to leave these people out.
Good problem to have.
The Design for Vision is putting up the halfway bonus for the third place car at lap 50.
Beautiful.
Now I did this for a simple reason. That I thought, well, what would I want to do? That with a white flag lap, what would I do?
Right.
Well, I don't know what I would do, so I thought we would do it at halfway and let everybody kind of maybe figure out this is where I got to be.
Right.
Give them a little time to work on their strategy because, sportsman guys hardly have any strategy. They get in the car, they put their foot to the floor, and they race.
And then they're done. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So this is a little strategy. And we got so many product sponsors that down through the field that, almost everybody gets something.
That is awesome. When you can put on an event like that where everybody gets something, that is absolutely amazing. Good for you.
What does everybody want? Something.
Yep.
Something.
Right.
Everybody's going to walk out with something.
That is beautiful.
That's awesome. What we want. We have heat races on Friday. We pay. We have a nice payoff for them. 500 to win each heat. 500, 300, 200.
Fantastic.
So that's gives them a reason to race.
Mm-hmm.
And we have $1,000 for. I think we did it for 2 to go. For Gills Automotive is putting up 1,000. Who's ever leading with 2 to go. And then make them decide whether they want to back up the third.
Oh, that's pretty
slick.
tricky too. Yeah,
we want to entice.
This is definitely a thinking man's race here.
Yeah. So we figured it out today. Actually, Doug Rose figured it all out. I didn't do any of it. He's better with numbers. If the winner plays his cards right, he still can leave there with almost $10,000.
Wow.
He's got to be third at lap 50.
Right.
And all the product sponsors that we have some great ones. I got a list of them: Burt Transmission, DMI, Lyman Racing, Integra Shocks, Ellery Pub and Grill, Jones's Racing Products, Arch Radiator, Ronaldo's, who's one of my car owners.
Right.
Just so many.
And these are names that have been associated with you and at Bridgeport for many, many, many years.
Yeah. Well, a lot of these guys that are here are friends that I've had for years.
Mm-hmm.
I raced for a long time. I know a lot of them before they even got into racing.
Right.
Basically driving or product, making the parts or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So we're really very lucky to have all those people on board.
Well, that comes down to you. That's, you never burn any bridges with all these people. You've had these long-standing relationships. So that says a lot about you and your character.
Well, never burn a bridge in racing.
That's right.
That's for sure.
That's definitely the thing.
That's the number one rule.
Yeah.
But, these people are really good. Danny's Pizza Pizzazz is putting up $500 for the hard charger.
Yeah, great.
You know what I mean? We have a Hot Lap Hero, $100.
Yeah.
Senco Heating and propane. we have all people that just came in and said, yeah, we want to do something.
That is so awesome. Now, this is actually going to be 3 days, correct? Because you're going to have Thursday night is going to be a practice night that you have scheduled for these guys, correct?
Yeah. I don't know how many people we get for that.
Right.
We couldn't do it all in one day.
Right.
With the sprint cars, and then we run the street stocks and the 4 cylinders.
Mm-hmm.
And it'd just be too much. And
yeah.
We wanted to make it special, a little bit special, because sportsman guys really race one night, or their shows are one day, one night.
Correct. Yeah. Now, what made you go with this particular concept for the sportsman instead of, say, the modifieds?
Well, the history is we started with street stocks. We did this with street stocks.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
Okay, and
which was huge money for the street stocks, by the way.
Huge money, and we gave it. We figured we'd do it for 3 years, and see where we stood in 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
We did okay the first year. The second year we had bad weather. We didn't do great.
Right.
We didn't do that good at all the third year. But that really wasn't totally the problem. We just looked and said, we can't get cars. We can't do this on 40 cars. That's what we were getting.
Right.
We needed more cars. And I personally didn't look into the street stock rules hard enough to know that there's a ton of them.
Yeah.
They're all over the place, And we couldn't get guys from New York, but we could get guys from Indiana and Texas.
Wow.
But they brought cars that weren't like our street stocks.
Right.
So then we had to add weight to them, and then pretty soon it got to the point where it got to be a lot of not happy people.
Yeah.
And I said to Doug, I don't really want to keep going on like that. And he said, well, let's do 602s, and that's where we ended up.
Nice. Very nice.
Couple of questions.
Yeah.
One, is Frank racing or just promoting?
I'm not racing in this race.
Okay.
No.
And the second question was, what are the dates?
The dates are very easy to remember. October 10th and 11th.
Okay.
Okay. Now, we know that there's the biggest race in dirt modified racing
in
Oswego that weekend.
Yeah.
But we took that into consideration, and I said, look, not a whole lot of people from our area go there anymore.
Correct. That
So
is
let's-
correct.
Thing.
Right. So let's have something here that they might be interested in, and we might do okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we ended up with those dates.
Okay.
Beautiful. It gets hard there's so many things going on at the end of the year now. It gets so hard to sneak some big stuff, big time stuff in. It really is.
Tough to find a date.
Wow.
It's a little too late in the year. I would have liked to have done it sooner in the year because of the weather.
Yeah.
Because you just don't know in October what you're going to get.
Exactly.
But he's a little, Bridgeport's a little farther south. You get a little different weather down there.
Right.
And so we've been very lucky, except for the 1 year, that we've had pretty decent weather for the shows.
Good. Now, you got all this going on. Do you get just as nervous promoting as you do driving, or doesn't anything faze you anymore after all these years of being behind the wheel?
Yeah, that's a good question. No, I don't.
Oh, good.
Because it's going to be what it's going to be. You do all this to try and help it, and the day of the race, you can't control weather.
Yeah.
You just can't do it. I mean, you want perfect weather. We had perfect weather last year. I mean, it was perfect.
Right.
We had no better weather than that.
Right.
And it was a good success. And I'm really sure that had a lot to do with it. But if you don't promote it, you're not, you got to promote it.
Absolutely. And we appreciate you wanting to use our platform to do so. We do have a question here from Harry Owen. Is Sunday going to be a rain date? Is that a possibility? There you go.
Sunday is a rain date.
Okay,
sure.
good. Yep. Fantastic. It's good to know.
Yep.
Good deal.
Sunday's going to be a rain date.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions for Frank here, not just, with this race, certainly if you have any questions, if you do have a 602 crate and you do want to participate in this race, please feel free to reach out through our live chat here, or even some questions for him about his storied racing career that he's had over the past several decades. So, 76er weekend this weekend, buddy. You heading down this way to run some 76 laps?
There's very few races that I really feel like I really want to go to, and that's one of them.
Yeah.
But this year we've been having some motor issues.
Oh no.
And we were doing a new motor. We just couldn't get all the parts in time, so
that's very unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to miss it.
Would you take a ride if one was offered to you?
I don't know.
You know what you have in your car, and it's hard to hop into somebody else's stuff.
I know what my car is.
Yeah.
Not that anybody's car would be unsafe.
Right.
I know what my car is. And
right.
I know how to fit my car, and I got to tell you the truth. I'm not as young as I used to be, and if I don't have my seat right, I drove so many cars over the years for so many people that I just got used to squeezing in a seat.
Oh, just being uncomfortable.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Just get in it and just cut some of the seat off just to fit in it.
Wow.
Didn't care. And now my body just don't always want to cooperate with that.
Well, just in a few days, you're going to be turning a pretty historic.
21.
Yep.
Older.
He's going to be turning older. I like that.
Just enough to have a beer.
How do you stay in shape? I mean, you look great. Honestly, do you have a workout regimen, or this is just a natural God-given body that you have?
No. We ride a lot of bikes.
Oh, good.
A lot of bikes. I do a lot of bike riding.
Mm-hmm.
My wife and I do a lot of it. And, I got a little workout regimen I do every day. And I stay active. I have a business and I work every day at that.
Mm-hmm.
You got to keep going.
You got to keep moving. Absolutely.
Try to eat right and keep going, and you get what you get.
Right.
I mean, no guarantees. I could drop dead any minute.
Yeah, that's nothing's guaranteed for any of us here. Right. We do have some questions here.
Peyton Renninger actually has a question that I have written down as well. It says, what was your favorite track to race at back in the day that is now closed? What do you miss the most?
Rolling Wheels.
Oh, wow.
I really like Rolling
Very
Wheels.
fast.
Rolling Wheels was a fun place
when
it was right and it wasn't dusty, because it could get dusty.
Mm-hmm.
But I liked really racing there. I think I won 100 lapper there once, and that was it. But that was probably the favorite of the tracks that are gone, other than, of course, the number one is Reading.
Of course.
Reading was by far the best.
Right.
I don't, I really wish some of the racers of today could have raced there. It was a single division show. I think it started at 8 and ended at 9:30.
Wow.
They ran them off quick.
That.
They ran them off quick there.
Yeah.
And that's just was modified for years.
Mm-hmm.
Then they brought in street stocks eventually. But, that was a quick show, and the track was always good, and there was a top and a bottom, and you went there and raced. When you got down the feature there, you knew you ran 30 laps or 35, I think they were.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah. Everybody we speak to is consistently saying Reading was the place.
Yeah.
I never had the opportunity to go there. Were you ever there, Joe?
I was there. I was there as a wee lad, and what a place, man! It was just unbelievable. Just the atmosphere was awesome. Just to be there, and like the best of the best of the best turn laps there.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
Yeah, it was a fun place to race at, but you got to remember, And a lot of people won't know these names, but we had Chamberlain, Brightbill,
Right.
Tobias, a couple of Tobiases, Mimi, DeSantis. I mean, you'd go there and run 7th or 8th and go, oh, okay night.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad night. Exactly.
It wasn't a bad night. Kozak. I mean, those guys just raced those kind of races, racetracks, and they were tough guys to beat.
Absolutely.
And there was a whole bunch of them.
See here, Mike Feltberger says, did Bud Olson have anything to do to help him in his early career?
Well, the story goes like this. Bud drove for my father in 71 and 72, and they built 2 really nice coupes. You've probably seen them on the internet. They were nice cars, especially for their day. Bud Olson built everything nice.
Right, yeah, no doubt.
And one of the cars throttle stuck at Orange County and destroyed it and needed a front clip. So when I got to 17, my dad said, if you want to race, you could put a front clip on it and build a motor for it, which was no big deal because we could do most of that already. He said, you can go race it. That was the deal. And I got it all done. And Bud came to the shop the night before my first race. It was a Friday night because it was Saturday. My first race was at Nazareth. It was my first race. And he came in and looked the car over with me, And, we did the setup, and which I pretty much had it set up. We went over it. And then he sat me down and he gave me the speech about racing is like a lot of mountains, valleys, and peaks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that what he had said to me has always stuck with me. When things are going really, really bad, I used to think, I've always thought, well, we're on the bottom of it. We'll get to the
You'll
top.
get back up to the top.
So,
that's actually really good advice.
That's really good advice.
That's really the best advice he ever gave me. But he could be pretty. He was pretty straightforward about things. I actually drove for him, and I did the house car for Olson's for 3 years, in 77, 78, 79.
Wow.
I drove their house car, and he was he was a no nonsense kind of guy. If you weren't driving right, what he thought was right, he'd tell you. That's
good.
It's a little conversation.
Yeah.
We had some good ones, and I have respect for him. I just shut my mouth and took it. That's what you did. But
I wish more of our young youth would listen to these words.
Speaking of young youth, Tobias Lilick, our 13-year-old TikToker and avid listener, if you could remix one rule to racing to make it more unpredictable, what would it be? Have any ideas on that? This is definitely mixing up the rules.
Yeah, right.
This is pretty unpredictable.
Yeah.
Well, that's a tough one. I'd have to really think about that.
We can certainly get back to that. Not a problem.
Think about that one.
Ryan Graber says, who were some of your favorite people to race with back in the day, and who are some of your favorite to watch or race with now?
Well, I started with Horton, Pouch. We all started within a year of each other.
Right.
I think Jimmy started a little before me. And, I always enjoyed racing with those guys. Back when we used to race together a lot, Flemington, Bridgeport. They were good guys to race with. But I raced with 3 different sets of race car drivers. The Brightbill, Chamberlain.
Yeah, that era. Yeah.
Kenny Weld.
Yeah.
Toby Tobias, the father. And then we got along with Hearn and Pouch and the Johnsons and all those guys. And then we moved on to the Friesen and this whole deal here. So I got to race with luckily I got to race with all those guys, and there were some great race car drivers there.
Right.
But my favorites to race with were Brightbill, Horton, because those guys, there's a whole bunch of them that just raced.
Yeah.
They didn't beat you to death.
Yeah.
You could race with them side by side.
Do you think, let me interrupt you for a second, do you think the respect level was higher for each other back in the day than it is now?
Well, it's funny because me and Horton were just talking about that. And we were talking about kids today versus what we did. God bless you if you run into Brightbill. If you overdrove, he might overlook it, but if you just hammered him, you weren't going to get away with that.
Right. You're going to pay.
A little story about Gerald Chamberlain. My first year at Reading was 76. last race of the year, he and I raced side by side for 10th. Side by side. He's on the inside, I was on the outside. Feature's over. I don't even remember who finished 10th, who finished 11th. And I was a newcomer, so I had to park all the way in the back of the pits. I was in a row with me and one other guy. And you could park on the infield there. The fans could.
Oh, okay.
So he used to park his camper. He had a slide-on camper for his wife and his children. So I see him come walking down to go out. I'm presuming he's going to his camper. And all of a sudden, I see him start to turn. He's coming towards me. I'll never forget him. It's only me and two guys will load the car. I'm still in my uniform. And he comes walking up, and I'm going, God damn it, I must have run into him. And I don't remember doing it. And he walked up to me, and I thought he was going to give me an uppercut. And he went, put his hand out and shake my hand.
Nice.
I don't know what the hell he was shaking hands over.
Yeah.
I'm like, he goes, you could have chopped me and got that spot, but you didn't do it.
Respect.
Good job.
Yep.
And I'm thinking, man, I wasn't going to chop you.
No.
Respect was earned.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah.
We have some more here from the chat. Donna Blow says, Frank running Eastern States.
Well, I'll race on ruddy racetracks. Don't bother me. But I don't like racing in dust.
Yeah, getcha.
And, I don't want to pick on anybody. I don't want to talk bad about anybody. If they I'm pretty sure they got a good guy coming in to work on the track. Jamie Friesen, he's pretty good. He knows his stuff. They're going to have a practice, I think, the week before. If it, we're gonna plan on going.
Okay.
But I really don't like racing in dust.
Yeah.
That's the best way to get hurt. Is racing in dust. So yeah, we're planning on it. So
right.
We'll see what happens.
That's fair.
Daniel Hatter says Penn National, the old tri-track days. They were good. Kathy Green. Hello, gentlemen. Hello, Kathy. We appreciate you turning in. Mike Feltberger here. Was his Super Dirt Week win a surprise, or did he feel he had the car to beat?
Well, it was a long week. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
And, we had motor trouble. We had a leak we couldn't fix. And we didn't time well. Timed really bad. And we heat raced even worse. And we only made it, I think, because a guy dropped out of our heat. So we ended up 10th or 11th. And this is a true story. I came in from the heat race, and we had a tent. We had a big tent. I think I was in one side, Mike Perotti was in the other. And I came in, and I got out of the car, and I went, I could take this to my salvage yard and crush this thing.
Oh, jeez.
In 30 seconds and get rid of this aggravation. And I said, well, I better not start bitching.
Yeah.
And I had my toter home there, so I said, I better go in the toter home and get out of my uniform, get calmed down, come back out. So I went in the toter home, took a shower, got something to eat, came back out. I had a stacker trailer. All my guys are at one end of the trailer, and they're gathered around a laptop computer that we had. And first thing I thought was, when I saw it, I said, we're not running good, and these guys are looking at porn. That's first thing I thought.
Why wouldn't you think that?
And they said, you better come here and take a look at this. And I'm like, all right, I'll just be sociable, because I could be bitchy when things weren't going good. And I walked up, and it was a mileage chart, gas mileage chart.
Yeah.
And they said, you got to look at this gas mileage. And I looked at it, and I went, no way, check it again. And they said, we did. And I said, well, then check it again. They checked it 3 times. And I went, there's no way we're getting that kind of gas mileage. So we're getting that kind of gas mileage. So I immediately went from wanting to crush it to wanting to just hold it in my hands and love it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I went.
There's your peaks and valleys, all in, within a matter of a half an hour.
So I went in the motorhome that night, and my wife's waiting for me to start complaining about how they were running. And I said, you won't believe how gas mileage we're getting. And I was so happy. I went to sleep, and I went, you know what? Nothing else. That's going to be the thing that would get us somewhere to the front.
Sure.
And the funny thing was, I think we went 129 laps. And the next year, with the same, we took that car and just put it away.
Right.
And we massaged a few things on it for the next year. And I think we went 143 laps. But we had a little problem. We ended up 3rd or 4th the next year. But that motor was unbelievable. That motor's still around.
Wow.
So,
it's absolutely amazing.
I have to ask, the year that you won, okay, so you go out the next day, right, and you start the feature, was the car still a handful And was it a fuel mileage race?
Well, it always was.
Yeah, that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, 9 times out
Never
of 10.
came down to just a race, huh?
It's very hard to pass there. You got to have an exceptionally good car. I mean, you can do it if you got a good car, but if, if everybody's within a couple tenths, you're not going to blow by them. The best way to pass there is just hang in there till somebody makes a mistake or restarts. But the best way to pass is while they're pitting, you don't.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So
yeah, and if you're getting a couple more laps than they are,
no. And we got the cautions within 2 laps every time where we needed them.
Perfect. Everything worked out.
To pit, because you had to pit twice, once for fuel, once for tires.
Right.
It just happened to work out. I'm like, what are you going to do?
Do you miss the excitement of the pit stops, at Syracuse? Because it's a lot going on there. For teams that are not used to doing that on a weekly basis, that's tough.
Well, we practice pit stops awful lot, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And I would move guys around. Brent Tittle was crew chief then.
Okay.
And, we would watch guys and say, well, no, we're going to move him here. Much quicker on the right rear.
Right.
I brought one of my sons in to change, who didn't go to the races at all, but I knew he was quick with his hands, and he was a tire changer, my oldest son, Andrew.
Oh, wow.
And I brought him in and because I knew he could get it done, and he did. And, that's how we did it. So it wasn't like we would go there cold turkey and didn't know what, we didn't have any idea. We had a pretty good idea how to do it.
Yeah.
But there was a lot more 200s then. So
exactly.
You practiced it. You had everything set up, the right dump cams. You had everything everything ready to go, and everybody did the same thing over and over. So, you could be more organized.
So, what are your thoughts on the new Oswego Cuse? It's not new anymore, but
it's a 200 lapper.
Yeah. Seems to be a different animal every year.
Yeah.
The track. I think last year was a pretty decent race.
Last year was good.
The racing's for sure going to be better than it was on the mile, on the whole. Because number one, you're up in New York. Every racetrack's dead slick.
Yeah.
When you get past Binghamton, every racetrack is ungodly fast.
Yeah.
Down here.
Yeah.
They make them faster and faster. They just can't wait to make them faster. Where we need them to slow them down, they keep making them faster. But
Joe and I say all the time, they get faster and faster and faster, but they don't get any bigger.
Yeah.
No.
So now we're crashing more and harder, and
now you're not,
everything's bigger.
Yeah.
Except the track size.
You don't drive them now; you aim them.
Yeah.
You aim them. Make sure you're going
stab and steer.
There you go.
Yeah, because you're not bending radius rods and high meds and stuff now. Now when you hit, you're like really balling stuff up.
Right. It's not.
Unreal.
Not a cheap sport. Period.
No. Right. Daniel Hatter wants to know, how long do you plan on racing yet?
Well, I've been retiring since I was 60. I don't think I'll make it to 80.
Hey, you never know. I
don't know. I like racing. I grew up with it.
Right.
Since
right.
we were just little kids. I don't want to get out of the sport. I'm
right.
afraid if I stop racing, I'll just never go.
Yeah. And that would kind of suck.
And I know, you got to know so many of these people over the years. When I talked to so many of them during the week, it's not always about racing. It's hardly ever about racing.
We have all grown up with each other, realistically.
Right. So, I hate to lose that. But, I got 9 grandkids, so that keeps us pretty busy.
Mm-hmm.
We like to travel. My wife and I like to travel, so we did travel some this summer.
Good for you.
For that.
Oh, good for you.
And, so I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Now, you spent many years behind the wheel of a very dear friend of mine, Tommy Ummenauer, in his car there. I always dubbed him as the angriest man in motorsports.
He is the angriest man.
What a great guy.
He can write a whole book about the F word.
Oh yeah,
and its meanings.
Yes, because he'll use the F word as an adjective for the F word. It's absolutely amazing.
It can be a happy moment, a sad moment, a lucky moment.
Yep.
It's just he's got it all down.
I just love Tommy. If Tommy's tuning in, man, we love you, brother.
Yeah, he was a fun guy to drive for.
Absolutely.
He was a hard worker.
Yes. Very knowledgeable.
He was a pretty smart guy,
mm-hmm.
and I really had a good time driving for him. I think we won some races.
One
year we had a really nice year.
Yeah.
But I always had a lot of fun with them.
Oh, absolutely.
We took whatever it was and we went home.
Yep.
That's what it was.
Yep. What else do we have here? Tobias with a great question here.
Yeah.
You've raced across decades. What's one skill today's young drivers underestimate?
I don't think that drivers today can. Not all of them. I'm not saying there are some really good ones out there.
Oh,
today.
yeah.
I mean, they're going to go far. Some of these guys
Right.
that are, you know who they are. And
Yep.
I just think they know how to prep their cars,
Mm-hmm.
and some other drivers don't.
Yeah, a lot of the youth coming into racing, especially into the open wheel deals, they're just arrive and drive. They have no idea what's going on mechanically as far as how the car works or anything like that.
Right. I mean, but we have it in some in our division.
Yeah.
You know, you ought to know everything about your race car if you're going to drive it.
Yeah.
And the more you know in our division or any division, the better off you are helping yourself get out of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's, and today's really hard because you got to know springs and shocks. And, in the old days, we put a torsion bar in and that was it. We went and raced it. Now you got to stack springs. You got to, you got so many things that are just take time.
Yeah. We were just talking. I know a couple people that work at Penske.
Yeah.
And man, shock technology has really grown exponentially over the past 15 years or so. Like, it's just unbelievable what's happening here with these shocks.
Yeah, the shock thing. And, when I started, and this is the God's honest truth, me and my older brother, Rick, he was racing already. My dad had a big salvage yard, and we would wait for like a Chrysler Imperial or a Cadillac.
That's where the shocks came from.
And as soon as that thing came in, we were out there looking under it to see what the Regal shocks were.
Yeah.
We learned the right number,
Right.
Wow. And that's how we started, and then to go from that to where we are today.
Where the tolerances are really tight and everything is amazing.
And there's still guys that think you could strap 4 Pro Shocks on and go race.
Well, it's a funny thing. Dennis Palmer from Race Prep, who does most of the Integra shocks up north, is a very good friend of mine, and we talk about it all the time. He's like, cars up there are winning races on 4 standard Bicknell
Really?
stuff. He goes, I rebuild these guys' shocks. I know what they are. And then he goes, even in your trailer, you got 40 shocks, but you only use 4 of them.
Yep, that's true.
Because I hardly ever change. But the biggest reason is I don't always understand what I'm changing to.
Right.
Because I don't have the time to sit on a shock dyno.
Right.
But these guys that are running good are sitting on a shock dyno.
Yeah, they're putting so much time into it. We got a little insight on how much a Formula One shock costs last night.
That was an eye opener.
It was staggering. I'm going to tell you this right now. It's not for the weak at heart. I don't know if I want to say what the cost was, but it is staggering. So
I got a question that was private message to me.
Okay.
It says, wasn't Frank's car for Super Dirt Week a big cubic inch small block, and then after that they made it mandatory to run a big block?
Yeah, we had a 430 from Hutter, but not for the race I won. That all got stopped back in the 90s.
Okay.
You know what I mean? By the time I won that race, you had to run a big block. So, but we had big small blocks there for several years till Dirt finally stopped it. We're at the same thing that we have today. We have too many different rules, too many different motor rules.
Yeah.
You used to be able to, 30 years ago, load your car up on a Monday and go race anywhere.
Correct.
Everybody had the same rules.
Yes.
And you didn't have to worry about getting to a track and go, well, you can't run this and this
Yep.
and that's different. And today it's so splintered that
It's so true.
you can't travel hardly unless you got about 4 or 5 cars.
Wow.
Yep.
So
Scott Bauer wants to know, he's making a statement here. I think Frank drove for Moose Eisenhart.
Yep. I drove for Moose at Diamond for about I think he got me like late in the year.
Yeah.
So I finished out the year with him, and then I think his grandson.
Yeah, Jordan Henn. Yeah.
I think he was.
Yeah.
They were racing something, and he wanted to go do that.
Yeah. What a great guy he was, man. He is sorely missed. He was one of the great guys, man.
I knew
Had a
Moose,
lot of fun with him.
When he helped Freddie Adam.
Oh yeah, yep, big time with Freddie.
And he was a big son of a bitch.
Yes, he was.
He was a big man, and I was always thinking, man, I don't want to get that guy mad at me.
No.
And he came by one day and said something to me, and he was such a nice guy, and I got to know him really good.
Yeah, he was like a gentle giant.
Yeah, he was like a gentle giant. He was a good guy.
Usually the nickname Moose is for a reason.
Yeah, he's such a great guy. I just saw Denny, his son, at Grandview about a week or so ago, so it was great to see him and got to say hi to him. Yeah. Moose is sadly missed. He was a super guy.
He was a great guy.
Pete Renninger says, my dad paired me up with Johnny Dietrich to learn how to prepare my car. My dad and I argue. Yeah, well, you're going to have arguments when you're working with your dad on that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's us old school guys think it's really important to spend time with your car, know the ins and outs of it. That's one of the things that impressed me so greatly with young Logan Watt, who has been in his garage basically since he's been in diapers, and his results right now are just phenomenal. So it's good to see this kind of stuff.
He's a heady driver.
Yeah,
uses his head.
Yep,
doesn't make a lot of stupid mistakes.
Yes, very
and
true.
He's got a good coach there with his dad.
Yeah, absolutely.
So doesn't hurt to have that.
No. Tobias says, I would like to know how much the shocks cost, J.A. Well, pick a number between
300.
Yeah, 300 and 100,000, somewhere in between there.
Yeah.
Somewhere in between there. And that's each.
Too much.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Too much.
It is absolutely a lot. So, you're still racing, which is great. Who do you have on your car sponsorship wise that helps you get through each racing season?
Well, Harry's U-Pull, who's our main sponsor for the Grand Nationals.
Right.
That's Joey Kress. A long time. We've been friends over 40 years. He's my main. Bill Gill, who's got a garage, who's helped.
He's been with you forever also.
He's been on my cars a long time.
Yeah.
Jones Racing Products. Burt Transmission's been on, he got to be on there 20 years.
Wow.
Maybe 25 years. Well, at least that. Dave Ronaldo, just people I've just been able to keep them for a long time.
Yeah.
But most of these things come from friendship.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's what's so cool.
You got a lot more in the older days, product sponsors because you were running good.
Right.
Or you raced the series, or you raced a lot.
Right. Right.
Because back in the day, you got when I drove for Kneisels, it was a house car. I had a tire deal with Hoosier that I got most of my tires. I didn't, just a sponsorship thing. And what that was they gave you X amount of tires, and then you had to use X amount of tires for experiment.
Oh, okay.
So
it's an RD deal.
So you'd end up. You have to put a tire on that night, and they want to know what it did. And if it didn't run good, you didn't run good. You sucked it up, and if you ran good, you got the tire first.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that was that way with a lot of the companies. Back in those days, you got the fuel. It was a fuel deal. You had the car deal. You had deals on everything.
Right.
And then now the promoters can't keep their tracks going unless they took all those deals.
Right.
The tire deal and everything's going. Fuel deal, it's all going.
The business of racing is totally different now.
It's different. The whole thing's changed, and it wouldn't survive without them doing that. Promoters had to do it. They got to do what they got to do to keep their head above water.
Correct.
So it's
correct.
It's catch-22.
Scott Allon says, "How did Frank like the sprint car days? Spent some time in the open wheel division there for a little while."
Well, I failed miserably, and when I did it in 1980, I drove for Keyham Brothers. I believe that was their name. I don't know. I didn't last very long, and I just couldn't fit in it because Van May drove it before me.
Van's tiny.
He's a pretty small guy.
Yeah.
And they said this is the car and you got to fit in it. Well, I couldn't fit in it. And,
yeah.
you know, they weren't willing to change. As a matter of fact, they showed me that the seat Zeus button. Then I think that's what they told me. We can change the seat just as fast as the driver.
Grab me a screwdriver. We're taking a seat out.
You know what? That is not the first time I've heard this. You know, that's a lot of guys used to do that back in the day.
It was Zeus then because I looked at it.
Yeah.
I thought that's a good idea, but you got to remember there was plastic seats.
Yeah, and they can split. Yeah.
I mean, you know, you hit something hard enough, they're going to definitely break in half.
Yeah.
I broke a few of them, you know.
Wow.
So, but I liked it. I think had I started out there, I would have definitely stayed there.
Yeah.
You know, but I was 55 years old when I started. I was a little too old.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that's how old you were when you.
I was a little too old.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you run I ran first couple features, and I said to myself, now I know why they don't run 30 laps, because 25 laps I can hardly get out of the car.
What about the throttle response of those 410s? How isn't it amazing?
The whole thing. Let me tell you something. The whole thing's amazing.
Yeah.
The whole thing. If anybody can do it, go do it, because you will get a whole different perspective of scared shitless.
Yeah, because, you know, every sprint car driver that I've lettered cars for and talked to them, like, on a personal level, they've always said the same thing, which is, it's terrifying when you hear this. If you are comfortable racing a sprint car, you are not going fast enough.
Not going fast enough.
And they've all said it at different times in my life, and they've all said the same exact thing. Yeah. If you're not on the edge, teetering on the edge of disaster, you're not going fast enough.
If you just keep pushing.
Yeah.
Harder and harder and harder. We're in a modified, you get in the groove and you go, well, I'm good. I can't hear nobody. I'm just going to hang.
Yeah.
Till I hear somebody.
Yeah.
I'm not going to worry.
You just roll in and roll out.
You know, I mean, I won one 410 feature at Port Royal.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that night very clear because I had kidney stones.
Oh.
I had a kidney stone attack right after the feature.
They're debilitating.
And I was laying in the trailer, rolled up in the ball, and I think people thought I was drunk or something. I was like, passed out on the floor. There I am laying there trying to catch my breath.
Right.
And but I remember thinking after the first couple of times I drove them, I said, this is going to be a long road to hoe.
Yeah.
Because these things are nothing like a modified. And we would go to modified tracks that I had run at with the sprint car, and I would think, oh, I know the track.
Right.
Yeah. In the sprint car,
didn't matter.
I know you're
okay.
Oh man!
But it was an experience.
I got to ask you, when we learned you were coming on the show, I did a little research and I saw that your father drove for Al Tasnati, or Al Tasnati drove for your father.
Yeah.
Is that where your 44 came from?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really? That's awesome.
Yep. He picked the number.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he came and drive for us. And my dad said, "What do you want?" Because my dad had Bobby Pickle, if you remember that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So he had Bobby Pickle, then he had Stan Pulaski.
Mm-hmm.
So he had Bobby Pickle was 80 because they had a car that they ran in Daytona. My dad did. And they had made him number at 80, so my dad said, we're going to make them all 80, all the cars.
Right.
So then he left, and Pulaski came, and that was 27. And then he left, and then Taz 80 came, and he wanted to be 44. Okay. So that's how it all came about.
That's really cool.
I just had assumed it.
And speaking of your cars, you always have beautiful cars. Got to give a huge shout out to Bob Cosgrove. He lettered your cars. They were all hand painted for all those years, and just absolutely stunning pieces, man. Just beautiful cars.
He was probably I thought between him and Dennis Smith.
Dennis, very good.
Probably the best two that we had in our area.
Yeah.
Because I'd say to him, "This is what I want." And then I'd leave the shop because you couldn't be in the shop.
You couldn't be in it. Yeah, that's a lot of people don't know that. Like when Cos stopped in to do your car, this wasn't show and tell, man. You told him what you wanted on the car, where you wanted it, and you got your ass out of the shop.
Well, you told him what you wanted on the car and where you wanted it, and then he did what he wanted. And then you'd say, well, and he'd say, well, it looks better this way. Oh,
right. You're not going to argue.
He did it. He's the only guy that has ever lettered my car.
Mm-hmm.
Up until the sprint car I had, because I had Raymer's son do it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
But it was decals then.
Yeah.
And Cozze really didn't have the stuff to do decals.
Right.
And that's how, I think he did my first sprint car.
Oh, was that right?
Yeah. But as far as hand lettering anything, he's the only guy I ever had. Over 40. He did mine for 40 years.
Yeah, they were always beautiful too.
Gunther used to do our modifieds back in Dorney Park days when I worked for Peepers and grew up in the garage. And I was a little kid and I'm in the shop and he starts painting, and he looked back and he goes, "Can I help you, kid?" And I never felt so shitty in my life. And he picked all the panels up and took them back to his shop. He left the garage. We're not allowed to watch. Even if you're a little kid. I was mesmerized. This is the coolest thing ever.
I hand painted a lot of cars back in my day because like the first 10 years of my career, I hand painted everything. And I would have so many people. I'd be there in the garage. And that's when the lettering guy comes in, that's the day that all the people that help on a car that don't do anything need to show up because they know that they don't have anything to do in a car.
Right.
So you have, 8 to 10 guys and gals standing around drinking beer, burping and farting and telling everything that you put down that you just spelled wrong. And I remember one time a guy said to me, doesn't it bother you to have somebody watch you work? And I said, first of all, I don't know why you're so fascinated. The only people I like watch working are porn stars. I don't know why you're so fascinated by this. And it kind of shut him up and he just kind of moved on about his day. But, just people would tell me, like Bear just said there, they were so fascinated to watch it all unfold.
But I got to tell you this one story about Cozze. It's very interesting,
mm-hmm.
and you get a kick out of it. So he was doing cars and everywhere. So he had just gotten back from Florida. He had worked there 3 or 4 days in a row, and I had a car I had to get done. I think I was going to Syracuse actually.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "All right, I'll come up and I'll get right on it." So he comes up, and of course I got the car all set up for him. I just told him what I wanted on it. I never told him where to put it because you couldn't do that. And it was getting close to closing time at my business, and that's where I had the cars at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, well, I'll just go down and see how he's doing. I walked in, and I said, "Cozze," I said, "it really looks good, but I do you know that the 44s are on backwards?" I swear to God, he put them on backwards. He put them on backwards, and he stood up, I'll never forget it, and he looked at it, and he took a rag, threw it down on the ground, went out, got turpentine out of his car, came in, took it all off.
Oh, man.
And went home, come back the next day. Yep.
Yeah, the struggle's real. Sometimes we had to get the old magic eraser out, which was typically a rag with a little bit of motor oil or something on there, or the turpentine you could use for that. Yeah. I'm going to get caught up with chat here 1 second. Trisha Connolly's in the house. We appreciate you tuning in, honey. She said she got told that often. I'm assuming that's something that
it was back in the sprint car days.
Yeah. Let's see here. Nancy Goods is in the house. Hello, guys. How are you tonight? Kylie Bach is in the house. My favorite. I knew Kelly would have to show up here at some point, knowing that you were on. So,
yeah, they're good people.
She loves you.
Yeah, they always bring me my coffee when I'm at.
That is awesome.
With them, her husband always brings me a coffee.
Yep, they're very good people. Very good. Now, Kenny has moved up to the modifieds, if you haven't been paying attention, and he just qualified last week for the first time. So he started in the back. He was smart. He started in the back first couple of weeks that he moved up, and got some time in behind the wheel and got some seat time and some track time. And
it's always tough to do at Grandview.
It is. It is. Grandview's a very tough place. Very difficult.
Yeah.
So we have the big race coming up here, October 10th and 11th. You got a bunch of racing going on here yet in your spare free time here. Mm-hmm. And we got a big birthday coming up here. So from all of us here, happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
And we really appreciate you being on the show. If there's anything else that are you going to hang out with us for the rest of the time? We're going to have Jake Christman on here.
See this new guy.
See what see
what he has to
say. See what he's got going on.
Put him on the spot on a few things.
Exactly. Yeah. Chime in off to the side there if you feel free to.
Throw stuff.
I don't know much about pavement racing, but we did a lot of pavement racing.
I didn't know that.
The DAs, right?
Yes.
Down in Flemington.
Oh, yeah, that's right, with Flemington and Nazareth. Yeah. Forgot about that.
I didn't run Flemington much because that was Saturday night stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dirt series I think we ran 5 pavement races.
Yeah.
They were fun. That car made more money with that car than any race car I ever had.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
We never wrecked it. I ran probably in the top 3 or 4 almost all the races. Won a big race out in Cayuga, way out by Toronto.
Yes. Yep.
I won I think it was 10,000 to win race out there.
Wow.
And I used to say, we bring it home, we put it over in the corner, and we wax it.
Nice.
Didn't have to knock no dirt off it.
Yeah.
And it had all chrome bumpers and rubber.
Oh, they're fancy.
They were beautiful.
Yes,
cars.
We look at the car and we go, well, I'm going to touch it. We just ran that and stuck it in the corner, and then when it come time to run it, we maintenance it. But it was not like a dirt car. We were taking everything apart,
right,
back together.
And what kind of chassis was that, if you don't mind me asking?
Destroyer.
So Maynard gave you the hot setup for that thing for.
Well, Billy Colton was running
Okay.
the deal then. And,
Yeah.
That was a car. Those cars were made just for pavement.
Yeah.
You couldn't run them on dirt.
Yeah, because they had a thicker wall tubing and stuff too, correct?
They were just a whole different, lower center of gravity.
Oh, okay. Just a
The whole car
geometry
just,
thing
the
was
whole car
totally
just
different.
You sat down lower, and it's just.
Were they
different
left
deal.
side cars or centers?
No, they had to be centers. I
Center.
think that was a dirt rule.
Yeah.
But I think if you could have made them left side, you would.
Oh God, yeah.
But,
Wow.
But they were fun. I really enjoyed it. I mean, on dirt we're always trying to find bite, and on pavement it seems like we had all this bite, and we were all crazy,
Yeah. Yeah.
got all this bite every week.
Did it feel like you were trying to get tossed out of the right side of the car going through the corner?
No,
No.
I never. I just thought they were a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
The steering wheels on the thing is so close, where ours are so far away because
right.
they move so much.
Right.
That you're always holding on to the wheel. So
Right.
I thought they were slick.
It's like a go-kart.
That is cool stuff. Well, Frank, we really appreciate you coming on. We appreciate you choosing our platform to help promote your deal here. Remember, it's $10,000 not to win.
Not to win.
Not to win. So
if you're fifth, you got a shot at it. If you're leading, well, if you want to be a hero and get a trophy,
Throw the parachute.
go for the win. If
Wow.
you're feeding your family, you better think about third.
Yes, third is where it's at.
This
Again,
is gonna be awesome.
that's ninth and 10th. We leading up to this event. We're gonna have Frank send over some stuff to us. So check out our Facebook page on Lowdown Entertainment. We're gonna have some things listed on there. We'll have all the information of what's going on there to keep you abreast of what's happening. So if you have a 602 crate, do you have a pre-entry?
Yes. Tell you the truth, Doug handles all of it, and I don't exactly know what it was, but I think we have it on here somewhere. That's the one thing I can't honestly answer, but there is a pre-entry.
Okay, there is a pre-entry. You could probably check in with the Bridgeport Speedway Facebook page.
Correct.
Or the Bridgeport Speedway
Yes.
interwebs page.
That's a good question, and I don't have that answer, and shame on me. But
I think this is so cool that you're involved in this side. Like Bear and I, since we he's always helped on cars. I helped on cars years ago. Now we're kind of on the back side of the racing thing. We enjoy the back side of the racing thing more than the cars going around the circle.
Well, I mean, I don't know what it is like to not race.
Right. Yeah. This is all you've.
I mean, I don't know. There are a few guys out there that I really like that I probably would go and see every now and then. My son-in-law, Kevin Nagy.
Okay.
My son-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably go watch him. But if I wasn't racing, I don't know what I'd do.
Right.
I mean, I've never thought about it until just recently.
Right.
Sooner or later, got to stop. Unless I want to be like Buzzy, and I don't.
Yeah. Hey, you're still competitive, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. Yeah. I think it's awesome.
Well, we're still having fun. That's all.
And that is very key.
I think it's not picnic fun.
Yeah, right. It's not
like
picnic,
going to a picnic and
right.
Fun. It's a different kind
but
of
it's
fun.
But it's still fun.
Right.
It's still fun. So thank you, Frank, for being on. We're going to take a brief break here, and we're going to get Frank unmiked, and we're going to get Jake Christman mic'd up. So hang tight for the next couple minutes, and we'll be right back with some more Lowdown Entertainment. And we are back with some more Lowdown Entertainment. Joining us right now, Jake Christman in the house. Good to see you, brother.
Hey, nice to meet you. Thanks for
Very
having me.
nice to meet you.
Out, young man.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
So I got to be honest with you. I don't know much about you. However, I hear you're not doing too shabby for yourself right now.
No.
So first and foremost, you're obviously an asphalt racer. And where have you been racing at? I know you're on tour. You're with the New York. It's MYSS and the ROC. So where do these sanctioning bodies take you?
Yeah, basically right now we're doing a lot of Race of Champions stuff, so ROC.
Okay.
We're doing the modified series. We just moved up into that for our first year this year. Last year was our first year in the Sportsman series, so we still have that car. We're still doing some stuff ROC-wise with that this year as well. So basically all in New York. We do some races at some of the Tour Modified races at Evergreen.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of new this year with running a Tour Modified. Where in the past 2 or 3 years when we were doing New York stuff, we haven't been running around here. So
Right.
we travel pretty far typically. Usually 3 to 5 hours pretty much every weekend.
Wow.
But we have some fun doing it. So.
Does the travel beat you up, or it doesn't matter to you? You just got to get to the venue and do your deal.
No, it doesn't matter to me. I can't say about my dad who drives a lot too.
So you're the one.
Yeah,
That's the difference.
Yeah, we drive anywhere to race. We love doing it. We race every night of the week if we could.
Right.
But, we have fun.
Get a dirt car and you can.
Yeah. That's true. That's very true.
I say I don't have time now. We're too busy. That's a dirt car. You're cleaning it, and it looks fun. I would definitely do it.
Animal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a whole nother level there.
It is. So have you picked up any wins this year?
Not this year. We kind of been down a little bit this year. Last year we had, I think it was 8 or 9 wins last year. So we had, kind of a dream year with, starting out
Man,
new.
that's fantastic.
Yeah, starting out new with the sport mod. We didn't have, the expectations, and we started off really, really good and kind of rode that momentum. This year, being new to the Tour Modifieds is really a step up. So going to sports modifieds, to Tour modifieds, it's definitely a different world. A lot of guys with a lot of experience, a lot more than us. So we're learning as we go. But really positive runs here this past couple of weeks, and
Right.
hopefully we can get some top threes and kind of be knocking on the door there to get a win or two here soon or next year.
Tell our listeners what's the difference between a sport mod and a tour mod.
Yeah, based off last year, it's kind of like if you have a good car, you're solid. From practice to heat, you don't really change much, right? Tire wear isn't a big thing in the Sportsman. You have track change, with nighttime to daytime to nighttime, right?
Right.
But the Tour Modifieds with the length of races and just the tire wear involved, you really have to change the car all throughout the day.
Okay.
So that was is a real difference to us. And we're still figuring out what feel I need to be good at the end of 100 laps. With no right rear or left rear tire left. So we're still figuring that out, but it's been fun.
Yeah, when you're hanging on for dear life. Right?
100%. Yeah.
And you just had a really good finish up at Lake Erie in the Race of Champions race.
Yes. Yeah. That was the 250. We were able to go there, and we had a good car all day. We locked in qualifying, top 6 in speeds. We had to run our heat race, and then
Better.
had a good strategy, and then at the end there, probably could have had third if I did some things differently and if it worked out a little differently. But we ended up fourth there, which in that kind of field with the amount of experienced drivers and good cars was really solidifying for us. So
Yeah, obviously you're a young man. If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 23.
Yeah, you are very young, and you are racing against some seasoned veterans and everything. And we'd like to talk about this aspect of the sport, which a lot of people don't talk about, is the mental aspect, because I've coached sporting teams for many over 20 years, and we don't talk about it here much in the racing world, is the mental aspect of this. And I'm thoroughly convinced that, man, most of it's like 75% mental anymore and 25% skill. And, how do you mentally prepare yourself going like, man, I'm such a small fish in a big pond. Like all these guys have all these laps, and here I am, I'm 23 years old. Yeah. Do you beat yourself up, or do you just kind of hyper focus on what you need to do?
You try not to, right?
Right.
I think I had some opportunities here in the past couple of races, being up front and having speed to kind of follow and learn from some guys, right? So like, Matt's, racing up there. He's, the king of tire saving, right? So trying to learn from him. We got guys like Emmerling I followed for a bunch of laps at Erie. Just kind of seeing how they, move around on the track per se, and how they kind of manage their tires, when they don't really need to go.
Right.
Was a big thing. Mentally wise, I think, not you're still on the same playing field, right? You can't just say like, oh, I'm not supposed to finish in front of them, right? Like you still have to have confidence. Be like, if I have a good car, I can beat these guys.
Absolutely. You got to believe in yourself because it's the guys that I've come across in my career in this racing deal is the ones that get on these winning spurts and just start crushing it week in and week out. Their confidence is through the roof. They're not going there to hopefully qualify or hopefully have a good run. They are going there to perform and they're going there to win. And it's the bottom line. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you think you're behind them going in, you're going to be behind them already.
I agree 100%.
You have to be realistic at the same time and not be super frustrated. Like I'm probably a little bit too hard on myself and where we probably should be running where we are now. In our tour modified journey per se. So, but I think it's good to have goals and have high achieving goals because that's what you're looking to achieve.
Right. I hope I'm saying this last name correct.
Bame.
Cody Bone.
Bame.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jake is going to get a win very soon if he runs like he did at Lake Erie. Cool. He got a vote of confidence right there.
Appreciate that, Cody. Yeah, they had a good weekend too. Yeah, I know that they had Friday. I actually got a call from him. We were traveling up to Lake Erie and he was asking if we left yet because I guess he broke apart and had one at home here. Fortunately, we left an hour earlier, so we couldn't help him out. But no, they worked hard.
Sucks.
I think they changed the transmission in the pits on Saturday morning, and then I think they had 2 top 5s. I think to finish out their weekend at Erie as well. So good on them. They worked hard for it.
Yeah. Way to regroup and gather up.
I'm going to back it up 2, maybe 3 years. Kevin Cromer was here working on my water softener, and we were talking racing, obviously. He ran our modified there a couple times for peepers up at Mahoning and stuff. And he's like, I got this kid, Jake Christman. And I said, I never heard of him. We're talking. And the next thing you know, you're in Victory Lane in his Grand National car. How did that come about? Like, how do you guys know each other, and how did that relationship form? You fit right in the cars, and you did great.
Yeah. It's going way back. Absolutely miss him. It goes way back. My family knew the Cromers from years ago. I think my grandfather was racing at Dorney Park in Mahoning, and knowing Kevin, so we always knew each other. We always
who's grandpa?
Bub Christman. Yep. Very nice. Bub was my grandfather. So so they our families knew each other. But yeah, we kind of I started in 2021 racing street stock at Evergreen, and then we kind of moved up to racing in New York full time in 2022. And he saw our results and wanted to give me a chance to test in one of his Pro Cup style cars, so an older Cup car. So we went up to Jennerstown I think October in 2022 that year, and thought I did great, and I thought the cars were fun to drive. So the next, I think it was April of the next year, 2023. We went to Dominion with him, and got first and second in our 2 twin races the first time out, which is pretty cool.
Man, that's very impressive.
Yeah. So this is
very nice.
Good debut.
2 more for sure. Kevin had the cars hooked up for me. I went over there and helped him and tried to learn, but they were so different from what I was running.
Yeah.
With, they were coil binding and using packers in the shocks, right? So it's a step up, in terms of setup and understanding kind of the technology and what they had going on there. But it was really good. We went to Caraway in June, first and second there, and then we went to Dominion and won that one as well. So it was
fun.
Like
you're showing off.
Kevin was the best. He helped us out so much.
Very good man.
Anytime I needed anything, I could call him up and he was, doors open for you, and definitely miss him. Definitely miss, driving by his house and not seeing him out in the garage. It was always, he was out there every night. He was a hard worker for sure.
You definitely, to be successful in this game, I'm sure Frank can attest to that too. You need good people around you. We say 100%. It all the time. You're only as good as the people you associate yourself with. And, that's where we're at.
Yeah. And, you don't have it's not the abundance, at least for us, we kind of have our core group of guys.
Yeah.
And actually the guys that all helped helped my dad in the 90s.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So, we're surrounded by great people. That's the only reason, I have any type of success, is the people that are surrounding us. They're like family, it's more than the racing, right? It's about the people.
The Christmans are synonymous in this area. Always beautifully prepared cars and always, just a class act. I've known, like I said, I know your grandfather, watching them at Dorney Park, and your dad, and your brother, right?
Yep. My brother races Mahoney. Yeah,
his brother's got a beautiful freaking late model. Is it a late model street stock?
It's a street stock. Yeah,
it's a beautiful car.
Yep. Yeah, he's got a different kind of body styling with a Camaro,
Yeah, Camaro.
the later gen Camaro. So it's pretty cool.
Pretty
People are
slick.
trying to copy it. As of late. I know Frankie's got one that looks like that out there now. It looks pretty cool, but there's nothing like the original.
Nope.
I like this. So
Very, very nice stuff.
Marissa Marsh says, if you could move any New York track closer to home, which would you pick? It's an interesting question.
Yeah,
all of them.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I would love to say I probably would go with Holland, Holland, New York.
Everybody's
love that
telling
place.
me I got to get there.
Yeah,
I've
love
never
that place. It's like you're going back in time there. It's
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's kind of walking like you're in like the 80s or 90s with some of the facilities there. But the track, man, it is super high banked, super racy, 2 grooves. It always puts on a good show. Unfortunately, they don't have as many shows. They have kind of 3 special events throughout the year.
Okay.
But man, that track is so fun. So fun to race at.
Very nice. Put this out there too. If any of you listening right now have any questions for Jake and his upcoming season, finishing out the season and anything else he's got going on, or any questions you have, please do not be bashful and become part of the show.
Well, you punched your
We
ticket
don't-
to Thompson.
We don't bite.
Yes.
Right? So you're in the Thompson race.
Mm-hmm.
That's when? October?
It's October 11th.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, same as Frank's race.
Yep. Yeah.
Big stuff going on.
Yeah.
So is that an ROC show as well?
That's an ROC race. Yep. So, I think it's considered this year's ROC 250,
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken. But, the 250 that we ran last weekend was a makeup from, I think, 2022 or 2023
really?
at one point.
Holy
Yeah.
smokes.
Yeah, they tried making
Well,
it
at least
up.
they got it in.
Wow.
They finally got it in. They had good weather. So the ROC 250 is, for this year is at Thompson. So it's the first time I think it ever. Don't quote me
I
on
was
that. I'm
gonna
not
say
100% certain.
We used to have it at Flemington years ago when it was
Yep.
asphalt. And then I forget where, did it go to Oswego?
I'm not sure. I kind of wasn't around. I was doing the sports thing, so
Yeah.
I don't really know what's.
I forget where it went from there. But now it's at Thompson, huh?
Yeah, it's at Thompson this year. Yeah, so we're looking forward to that. We're gonna be going.
Have you ever run Thompson before?
Never even seen the place, so it's gonna be. I ran it on iRacing if that counts.
There you go.
I think
a lot
it does.
of people,
I mean,
they do.
People are just using iRacing to practice with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you ever tried that, Frank? Have you ever tried? Frank says he's terrible. But yeah, it's a viable tool. When nothing's going on in the winter, it just kind of hone your skills a little bit.
Yeah, it keeps you fresh.
Yeah.
100%. If you're not doing, I kind of like to do other stuff to kind of keep your body in shape and stuff. But it keeps you fresh. I before I started racing, that's all I knew was iRacing or a video game, right? And kind of somewhat it transferred over a little bit. So
Wow.
There's no reset button.
no reason.
Yeah.
This one costs a lot of money. And it
Yeah,
hurts.
this one stings a little bit.
As much as you wish there was, there's not.
Yeah, for sure.
Rod Christman says the keys to Jake's success has been his ability to learn his cars inside and out. He also has some very knowledgeable advisors in his corner. So,
I think those were Frank's words.
yeah,
Learn your
exactly.
car.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's
Learn
exactly
your
what
car.
come across there.
Yeah, like he said, it's all the people around me. I didn't know really anything about cars, so I started racing, and now it's I've learned through so many people that have helped us, and I feel like I kind of can do anything on a race car now. So it's been a big learning curve, kind of drinking from a fire hose per se this past couple of years.
Yeah.
So
So you didn't run quarter midgets.
I didn't run
Coming up.
anything. Nope. No, I'd started in 2021. Never raced. Started in the street
What
stock.
made you
Never
That is
raced
say-
before.
wild.
Okay, I'm ready to go start racing.
Yeah, I'll just do this.
Always wanted to. Always wanted
I
to.
mean, your family is you're surrounded by it.
Yeah, 100%. We're always fans of racing growing up. We went and watched Frank and then my grandview, Jeff Strunk, all the time. We got out of sports after high school, and my brother got a street stock in 2020, COVID year, and then the hook was set. I was got the itch, and
yeah.
got a car actually from Kevin Comer. Bought one of his older street stocks that he was running. And got that in 2021. It's been full court offense from there.
Full court offense.
Wow.
Nice.
Absolutely amazing.
Thompson mod races 150 rods.
Oh yeah, calling it 250. I guess it's trying to keep the tradition.
You can
alive.
run
Yeah.
250. You're probably going to win.
Yeah.
Everybody else will be down the road.
Yeah, they'll be done. They'll be absolutely done. So what else you got cooking for us?
Yeah, got some big modified races coming up. Still we got probably Lancaster U.S. Open, not this week, but next weekend. So that's a big one. Not sure where we're going October 4th yet. We have a ROC sportsman race at Wyoming County up in New York, or we have possibly the Bob Horn race that we're kind of kicking around the idea of going to at Waterford at the Speed Bowl up in Connecticut. So we're kind of deciding
all healthy drives.
Yeah, all healthy drives. We like to travel. We get used to it.
This part of the year, like where most tracks are finishing up and crowning their point champions and everything, that season is coming to a conclusion. And now this is like a whole nother season within a season. Like, you know, and it the second part of the season seems every bit as busy, if not more busy, than it is like when you're doing that daily grind or weekly grind.
Yeah, 100%. Especially with the big races too on asphalt. A lot of extended races, longer laps. Now with the Tour Mod stuff, we have a lot of pit stop races coming up with change tires, so that kind of changes some things with strategy. And so yeah, definitely kind of kicks it into gear per se.
Yeah.
In September, October, you still have races like the North South Shootout down south for modified guys, and then the Turkey Derby obviously and Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Is that on your card?
I don't know. We'll see. We're kind of taking it as you come. We're trying to, baby steps here. We'll see how these last couple of races go. But like I said, I'm really excited kind of on where we've been running and, the speed we've shown and how consistent we've been in races. We always kind of had good speed, just kind of putting all the race together and making it, having a good car at the end.
Right.
Where I feel like the last 2 or 3 races, we've kind of made a big step forward and kind of putting the whole thing together. So
why is Tricia Connolly throwing out Wyoming?
Wyoming County
racetrack.
I think she's a big fan.
Okay.
Is she?
I don't think so.
No?
Her eyes are like she's doing
Really?
this.
Oh, man.
Oh, I see now. Yeah.
I had to disagree with Trisha. I love that place.
It's easy to disagree with Tricia.
Yeah,
I do it all the time.
You do it all the
I do it
time.
all the time.
I don't know. I'm not going to hop on that bandwagon.
Yeah, I just do it all the time.
No, Wyoming it's in the middle of a cornfield. You just kind of drive through to the middle of nowhere and here a racetrack pops up. Yeah, and it is the roughest racetrack I've ever raced at in my life as far as bumps.
Really?
But man, is it fun. No grip, sliding around. Really narrow.
Sounds
but
awesome.
Really racy.
So you like when the car is like not completely underneath you at all times.
Like
Yeah,
the
I
late
do.
Turnpike in Philly.
Youth, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just the tracks it's different, right? It's not, on the bottom, right? They kind of, there's a groove that you kind of have to run. You have to enter high and come off low. And,
Wow.
Honestly, on restarts, being, on the top is the place to be. So the groove can move around and positioning is really, really important. So it's a different ball game there. And I think it kind of weeds out, good cars versus bad cars, right?
Right.
If all the cars are sliding around, if you have a really good car, you can kind of excel.
Yeah. It makes sense.
Yeah.
If you have the balls to do it, so to speak. Yeah.
Is it any different than driving over the rumble strips at Chemung? What a dumb
worse.
groove that is.
Really? Yeah. That's all I know.
No sense.
So.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about
so
that.
we're gonna give you the whole track, but you can sit here with your family because nobody's gonna run that. They just run through the rumble strips,
Right.
Yeah.
to make it a quarter mile shorter.
So what I've heard, it used to be above the rumble strips.
That's
and
what
then
I
they
was
paved
told.
it all the way down, and then us asphalt racers,
We're like,
chased the
check
asphalt
this
all the way to the
out.
grass. So it's honestly, the bumps are way worse, I will say. But it makes for interesting races. Sherman's another, I think, beautiful facility, kind of cool spot with kind of like runs you a big diamond sitting on the hill.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we can kind of look down. Yeah.
So it's a cool place. Another really racy racetrack. That was another one that I kind of wish was closer, but it's the closest New York one, being 2.5 hours away from here per se. So, a bunch of cool places up there that, we wish were closer to home. But
so you have a history with Grandview and Big Diamond, as you talked about. You mentioned Frank and the Jeff Strunks and the Craig Von Dorns of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Any aspirations of running dirt?
Always. I'd run anything. Opportunity would approach, I would definitely jump at it if, something would open up, right? And the odds of that are obviously very low.
Yeah. Interesting.
But I would love to run. I've kind of, before I started racing, did the iRacing thing, and the dirt mods always were pretty cool to drive. I felt like you had to be, I don't know how that much that translates to real life, but, being smooth is really, really important. So it has some tendencies to asphalt in a way, especially when it seems like when a track looks off.
Right.
They look so fun to race. Multiple grooves, multiple options. Sometimes you don't get that as much in asphalt.
Right.
But man, it looks fun. I'd race in anything.
Interesting.
Sure.
That's cool. I'd like to see you try your hand at that and see what's going on.
Yeah.
I feel like asphalt racing turned more into a strategy game anymore.
It's like
feel
chess.
that way?
It's like
it
chess.
really is.
Yeah.
Yes and no. You kind of like with Frank's with technology. I feel like kind of everyone's so close, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the Tour Modified division, there's all the cars are good cars, right? They got good motors, they got good, good cars, and we're very similar setup wise.
Right.
Obviously we're a little bit different. There's
Right.
so many ways to go around in a circle, right? But
Yeah.
everyone's so good that I feel like it's it's harder to pass kind of anywhere you go, no matter if it's racy track or not. It's hard to pass because everyone's really, really good. So strategy is important, right? I think that's why I kind of am drawn to like the tour modified. I feel like it's kind of fun where you kind of have to think, in the future, right? You might have a good car at the beginning, but you got to make it last, right? So you kind of have to pick your battles per se, and let some guys go at some points in the race, kind of save your stuff. And it's been a learning curve, as I mentioned, but I'm really enjoying it.
It's so awesome because you're so eager to learn. I get that sense,
in
man.
a really quick, short time.
Yeah,
too,
it's just amazing. It's because you're coming from that generation of kids that just have the stigmatism of just being like not into anything.
Really?
Hold your phone in your hand and just let everybody else do everything for them. But no, it's awesome. So we got mad respect from us here for sure.
What's your chassis manufacturer?
Yeah, so our Sportsman is a Troyer, an older Troyer. We actually got it from Gene Bowers up near Mahoning. So chassis for him, we got the car from him. My Tour Modified is a 2-quick chassis by Ricky Kluth up in New York. He's been instrumental in kind of helping us, through this process of moving up to the Tour Mod, ranks and kind of how to handle that and what to expect.
It's interesting that you're running two different, like an older Troyer and a 2-quick. Like they don't really translate.
I think they kind of do, right? It's still, obviously they have their differences with mounting locations and stuff. But it's still a piece of metal, right?
Yeah, sure.
It's a piece of
doesn't
metal.
know any better.
4 tires.
It doesn't know any
shocks,
better, right? It's
right?
within 4 tires, right? Obviously you have the little niches per se. But a lot of the kind of the changes have transferred, luckily enough, to kind of the same feeling, adjustment wise, and that's been that's been helping so far. But I shout out Ricky. He's the he's the best. He didn't really know him at all last year when we kind of got into our sport mod, and we had his spindles on the car and kind of relied on his help. Yeah. Kind of going forward and being rookies in the sport mod class, and now we kind of transferred that and being rookies in the tour modified class. It was, he's been instrumental to our success for sure.
I'm a firm believer you can make anything work.
Absolutely.
It doesn't know what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously you have, guys that are out there running Troyers, they want to run Troyers only and that, which, fair to them, whatever they're comfortable with. But, I feel like kind of his 2-quick chassis and Ricky's car, we're kind of getting rolling here. So I'm looking forward to the end of the year here.
Nice. Very nice. Let's see here. I got caught. I actually had some private messages here that I had to address.
And there's some chat too. Tobias has another outstanding question.
Tobias is on it tonight, bro.
Tobias Lilick is our 13-year-old TikTok kid.
Okay.
He's a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He said, if you would have to run a blindfolded race and you could only use one advantage, what would it be?
Oof. I'm going to guess he means like sense by advantage, like hearing.
Right, correct. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I would say
Taste.
Right. Smell. Oh boy.
I would definitely say, hearing, right? You kind of get in the rhythm with, the RPMs in the motor,
Correct.
right? When to lift. And I was kind of joking with, kind of our crew the other, at Spencer, for the Maynard Troyer Classic here, Labor Day weekend. It was raining a good portion, like at the end of that race. It was raining pretty good.
Yeah.
And at Spencer, it's a very dark place to begin with, but we're heading down the front stretch. And I remember this lap cars all around were flying down that front stretch. And at the end of turn 1 and 2, there's pits. That's where the pits are, and they have all these pit lights and that, and all you see is lights in your windshield, is water.
It's all blown out.
Oh yeah. So I was just
driving into the sun.
Yeah, I was honestly looking out the left side post and just aiming for the traction spray they had on the track at that point. And luckily enough, the caution, they threw the caution for rain, which probably was very smart at that point. But yeah, I would definitely say hearing you kind of get in the natural rhythm. As you go, especially once you get longer into races and green flag runs, you kind of get in
perfect sense. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, good question.
It was. I'm telling you, he's been on fire all night.
Yeah,
unbelievable. He's unreal. Do you have anything else, Barry?
No, we talked about the Thompson race coming up. What are your goals? I mean, you're very new to this, and your cars are beautifully prepared. I have to say this. I've been around here a long time. I've helped a lot of people in the area. Very much know the short track scene. And when they said this Christman kid, I'm like, from Walnutport. It blew my mind. Look, I know where your shop is now, and I passed it a million times.
Yeah, you're so close.
I didn't know
Yeah.
what that. I thought it was Tim Pitts' shop, actually.
Where do you? I don't know if you're referring to the right spot. Where do you think?
Well, up by Baker Benz there, like on the other side of the street.
Oh yeah, yep,
Yeah.
yeah, kind of up the hill there. Yep, yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I was like, because Glenn told me, like, from Beersy's crew, and I'm like, I've been to either a million times. I never knew what was in that shop. Beautiful shop.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we
I thought I knew
kinda keep to
everybody in the
ourselves.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
for you.
kinda
I wish a lot of other people would,
Oh man,
like that one.
no, you kind of keep
Always
to
hate.
ourselves. We're very business first at the racetrack, right? You know,
Yeah.
we kind of. You're there to, we're there to compete, right? It's, it's good to see you other people, but we're there to win.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of our main goal going anywhere. We want to be competitive. We want to be up front. Top threes are nice, right? But, our expectation, is to win.
Step.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's been tough, kind of moving up the tour modifieds, being in kind of the top division per se on asphalt locally,
Yeah.
to kind of have realistic expectations. But
Well,
I
especially
still,
when the 60 car pulls in, right?
oh man, yeah, they're
You're
pretty
like-
good. Yeah, they know what they're doing. That's
Yeah,
for
they're
sure.
okay.
Yeah, you get all
little Beersy's running
Beersy,
good.
yeah, the family lineage, you kind of them running these cars
Put
for
that
so
mud
long.
lane sign on your
Yeah.
street.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
maybe it'll give us some good luck.
I'm not a big asphalt guy, but Bear has been mentioning that name for a long time to me,
Yeah.
man. So it's
Yeah, a lot of guys have
he's
been
the guy.
really, really fast for a really, really long time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's it's having realistic expectations, but also kind of pushing forward, and you still want to win, right? So, I've been happy for third and fourth, with our good run at Erie,
Mm-hmm.
but I still think I still want more, right?
Mhm.
Oh,
So,
I love that. Yeah, stay
Yeah.
thirsty, man.
absolutely.
Absolutely. That's
Don't
so
rest
cool.
on your laurels, right, Joe?
Never,
Nope.
never, never, ever.
So what the rest of the year, is there an ROC points for the whole
Yes.
series? Like,
Yep.
where are you running points?
Yeah, so we're fifth right now. We missed one race actually for ROC. So we're fifth in the points right now.
It's not too shabby.
Um,
Missing a race.
Yeah, we missed Mahoning. We kind of didn't really think we were going to do the whole.
Well, it's
ROC
really
thing.
far from home.
I know, right? Out of all places to miss.
Ran out of fuel on the way there.
Makes them 3 hours, 4 hours away.
We ran in Upper
5 minutes.
Saskatchewan.
Yeah, can't make it.
What,
Can't
Yeah.
make it.
odd one to miss.
Yeah, I'll
but we
say.
missed it. Yeah, we didn't really plan on doing the whole ROC tour this year. But we went to
And
Shimano.
their ROC was your opener, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was their opener. Kind of the ride I have, Jason James is in my car runner for the Tour Modified, out of Sugarloaf. So, we kind of didn't have that ready to go yet for Mahoning. And
Right.
we kind of didn't know what certainly I guess 100% certain what the plan was this year.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of worked out. The ROC were kind of doing their thing, and running there because, a lot of tracks I knew from Super Stocks, that was running before, and Sportsman, the year before that. So,
Well, our good buddy Whip always said, if you don't want to run for points, skip the first race.
Skip the first race.
That's right.
And it really is
Proved
good
itself.
advice.
Right.
Yeah, it's good
yeah,
advice.
we
Yep.
say that, and then we look at the points. We're hey, man, we're top 5 in points. We really wish we would have went to
Sorry,
the
we
first
missed
race.
this
Yeah,
one.
I know.
Yeah, but no. So it's kind of worked out. We've kind of been to every race but one. So we're sitting fifth right now. I still think we can get to probably fourth. If we race at Thompson, I think if we had been running as good as we are the past couple of weeks, we probably would be better.
Mm-hmm.
But shoulda, coulda, woulda. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
I must say
it's-
it's the brightest modified I've ever seen.
yeah.
What a beautiful car.
Very. Jason James, he wrapped that himself. He did a heck of a job. I have no idea how he did it himself. It made it look as nice as it is.
Nice.
But those body guys, they have a thing. They know a thing or two about
Yeah.
having a car. So, he did a heck of a job. Everyone says how nice it looks on the track and how much it pops. So it's a good compliment.
It's very nice.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Want to wrap this up, Joseph?
Yeah, I think we can wrap early
I'm
this week.
gonna quick shout out to my sponsors.
Oh,
for
absolutely.
sure.
Yes.
No, we're
Yeah.
not shutting
No,
down.
no,
yet.
Yeah, we mentioned
no.
good people, but it's also
No.
supporters that make it happen.
Absolutely.
This
so,
is why we're here.
Yeah, so Stanger Auto Sales and Service, out in Lehighton, check them out. They've been supporters of me kind of since I started. Great people there. J&M Floor Covering, Laura's Truck Pulls. Here at the farm, they have the junk car races and events there. Check them out.
I want
A&A
to see one of
Plumbing.
those, by the way.
Oh, man.
I have not
A
seen.
junk car race?
Something to see.
It's intense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to check one of those out.
You have the show on the track, and then you have the show in the pits.
Oh, for sure.
So you have two.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of like Mahoning a little bit.
Kind of,
Yeah.
yeah. Similar people, a lot of the same people too.
Mahoney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, be sure to check their events out. Always good food too. So be sure to stop at the concession
Sweet.
center if you're there. They
Yeah.
got some good stuff. Rick Wallace, Racing Engines. He does the racing engines for me since I started. Everything he does for us. He goes the extra mile for us, and we really appreciate it. On the tour mod side, we got Marchetti Auto, K&D Wolf Trucking, Tom's Kitchen, Gariano Express, Gariano Truck and Trailer Repair, BCR Race Products, DW Machine, White Bread Racing Enterprises, Chorus Concrete, Peter DeMarco and his real estate company. They help us out a ton. So couldn't do it without them. And hopefully we keep kind of doing them proud, and hopefully keep the good runs going.
Absolutely. This man just did that without a single note in front of him.
Thinking the same thing. He
Yep.
just, bam, nailed it.
That's spot on. That's spot on.
A good person.
Hopefully you have as much success with your sponsors as Frank does with his, and make those long-standing relationships that they're around for years and years.
Absolutely.
Everybody wins. It's so cool.
Absolutely.
So we're going to wrap this up here. Again, I want to throw this out here one more time about the Steve and Amanda McLaughlin deal. 2 years ago, Steve got hurt at the job, and he is unfortunately now a quadriplegic, basically from the chest down. And his wife, Amanda, is his nurse and takes care of him, but she has to get some medical procedures done as well. So they are looking for nurses to help them out, so they don't have to take Steve out and put him into like some sort of home while she is recovering. So they need nurses to take shifts from 7A to 7P and then 7P to 7A to help take care of him for a few weeks. And so please, if you know anybody out there, or know someone that knows someone that could possibly help out there in the Blandon area, these people are part of our racing family. They've been involved in dirt track racing for a long time, with Shellhammers and Lindas and things like that. As a matter of fact, they still have a car that Steve can go watch. Dave and Brenda Cordiers, I believe it will be their grandson or nephew, actually races their car. So this is all part of our racing family, and we always take care of each other. So please, please, please reach out to us. Either reach out through us through my Facebook page, reach out to us through our Lowdown Entertainment page, reach out to Bear, and we will get you all the information that you need and get these guys going on the right path. So we wish them all very well. God bless them, and hopefully everything works out and somebody comes through. So we need to do that.
Absolutely. And the racing community is the biggest family there is in the world.
We're the best. I said this earlier in the show. Most times we want to kill each other at the track, but when push comes to shove and shit hits the fan, we all got each other's backs. We really do.
Absolutely.
And Barry, we have a bunch of people that we need to thank too before we get off the air.
Yep. As always. And I do it with notes because I'm old.
Yeah.
So we could not do this show without the following people: Smith Fabrications, home of the Stage 1 Modifieds; Laney Lick Racing; Pioneer Pole Building; Bears Inferno Armor. If anybody needs any fire extinguishers or Inferno Armor topical spray, let me know. I got plenty in stock. Aqueduct Water Transport; Sublimited Racewear; Roy Danner Paving; Weichel Sportswear; CTC Construction. Congratulations, Colin Cox, on your championship. Haddisty's Ace Hardware; Versa Lift East; Timmy Shock Lab. It's always good to see Timmy and his boy last night at Shellhammers.
Absolutely.
Roselli Racing; Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts; Westchester Ace Hardware, sponsor of Team Geezer and Kathy Green; Raceway Fire and Safety; and S&D Bodyline. Thank you all.
Yes, thank you to all those people. Thank you so much for everybody that has reached out to us through the chat and has helped things going on. Tina Christman says thank you.
Yeah.
Well, that's because Trish said, shout out to Tina, the mom of the pits.
That's right.
And dominant pit crew member.
She's the best.
Really?
She's the best. Yeah, she's my brother's crew chief a lot of times at Mahoney, and she dials him right in. So
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, all the
That
credit
is
to her.
Very nice.
Yeah. She
So
makes
cool.
our program go round. Without her, it would all fall apart. So
Like my wife, right?
that's right.
Mrs. Bear makes this whole deal
Oh yeah,
work.
she's the glue. Like we're like Dick and Les. We have no idea what the hell we're doing here. Let's see here.
I'm Les.
Yeah, no. I'm Les. Amanda McLaughlin was on, so she says thank you. We appreciate you tuning in. Don Allen says another great show, guys. See you next week. God bless, and thank you for tuning in. Tobias, great show as always. Have a great weekend, everyone. And again, thanks everybody for tuning in. Frank, thank you so much
Thank you,
for
Frank Cozze.
coming on down and hanging out with us. We don't get to spend too much time with living legends like we should. When we just said that we had Ronnie Ronnie on last week. That was 2 weeks ago already now.
Yeah,
so,
time's flying.
Time is flying, so it's great. And Jake, we really appreciate you coming
Hey,
in.
thanks
It
again.
was
Appreciate you
so
having me.
nice to meet you.
You guys had the heck of a setup here. So.
Thank you.
Yeah, not too shabby for a bunch of rookies, huh? So we will say thanks for tuning in, everybody. Freedom 38er this weekend at Grandview Speedway. Freedom 76 Saturday night. So it's going to be a great, great time down there. If you have a chance, get on down to Grandview Speedway. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. So until next time, have a good night and God bless. Thanks for tuning in.